In this video, I actually will be showing you 3 steps for how you can shift to your ideal reality. So if you're not satisfied with the way that your reality is right now, could be you want to be making more money, you want to attract a better relationship, you want to be healthier, you want to be more spiritually awake. If you want to create a result in your life, I will show you exactly how to do it in this video, and the content here is actually amazing, okay? It could change my entire life. It works. I've seen it work for other people. Just keep in mind that these ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you are going to be a little bit challenging, okay? They're not going to follow the mainstream paradigm. Don't worry, it's not going to be way out there, new age, esoteric nonsense that's not practical. This stuff is very practical, is actually grounded in actual science and the true nature of reality. This stuff works, but in order to get it to work, you're going to need to understand why it works. You're going to need to stretch your mental paradigms a little bit, okay? So if you're up for the challenge, then this information is extremely worthwhile. It will show you how to shift into a new reality where you actually have the things that you want to have and you're being the person that you actually want to be. So, all right, let's just get right into the first step, okay? So I discovered this information because I was trying to make more money in my business. I was not getting as many coaching clients as I would have liked, and I just wasn't really sure how to go about getting more clients. So I tried all kinds of business courses. I tried hitting my head up against the wall and working really hard in order to get the results that I wanted. But I found no matter what I tried, it didn't work until I discovered this book called Parallel Universes of Self by Frederick Dodson. And as soon as I started applying these reality creation principles, which I'm going to be sharing with you in this video, I immediately started having more people reaching out to me. I started making more sales in my business, and it was like magic, honestly. This worked almost overnight for me. The reason why is because I shifted my internal energy. So the first principle I want to share is that your results in your life have absolutely nothing to do with the actions that you're taking. This is the first big paradigm shift. In our culture, we are taught that we get results by taking action. So if I want to build a house, then you need to take the actual actions that you need in order to have the house be built. You need to put the wood down, you need to set the foundation, you need to actually take the actions so that the house is built. If I want to make more money, I need to send out more emails, or I need to make more videos. If I want to have a better relationship, then I need to go out and approach more people. So we tie our results in our life to action. But in this video, it's very important that you understand if you want to create your ideal reality, you do not need to take more action. Instead, you need to actually shift your internal frame and your state of feeling, or otherwise known as your state of being. Okay, so I got literally like 3 times as many people reaching out to me for coaching, and I made more sales than I ever have this month because I actually didn't take more action. I actually took less action. I didn't upload videos this week. I was just chilling outside with my friends, just hanging out. I was taking less action, but I actually got 3 times as much results. So why is this the case? Well, in reality, we get a reflection of how we're feeling internally. The universe is kind of like a mirror And your external reality will reflect to you how you feel inside. And this might sound a little weird. Why does that work? Because when you realize that reality is not made of matter, it's not made of objects, reality is actually made of vibration, it's made of energy. And what is energy? Energy is a weird word. When we hear that word, we don't even know what that means. What's energy? Everyone experiences energy all the time. So, for example, when you feel very sexually excited, then you feel a lot of energy that usually rushes to your genitals, right? And if you learn how to circulate that energy by doing breathing exercises like in Tantra, then you can actually circulate the energy throughout your body. So, what is energy? Energy is basically just your feeling. Energy is the actual way, it's a vibration, it's the way your body feels. So when you play music that's very low vibration, so like heavy metal, where they're just talking about killing and just yelling like ah, and it's just like very distorting, you'll actually feel that energy internally. You'll feel distorted. Whereas maybe if you play some classical music or you play some Beatles, all you need is love, right? More high vibrational energy. Your actual energy, your feeling state in your body vibrates at a different frequency and you start to feel better. So in reality, reality works according to the law of resonance. So your external reality will reflect how you feel inside. So as a very basic example, when I go to my family functions and I go hang out with my family, I notice that when I am in a very happy mood, when I'm feeling very good inside, I'm practicing meditation, I'm working on a lot of these principles that I'm talking about today, I just feel like in an awesome mood. Then when I talk to my family and I smile and I have good positive energy, they will mirror me. They will smile back at me. They will react to me in a more positive way. As opposed to when I walk into my family functions and I'm tired, exhausted, I've been overworking myself, not listening to my body, I'm stressed out, I feel anxious, I don't feel good about myself. And then I go talk to my family, I won't make eye contact, I'll have a weird tone of voice where I'm tired and I'm pissed off at life. And then they'll mirror that back to me, and then they'll be more annoying, or they'll act in a more negative way that's not desirable for me. So we can observe the law of resonance when we talk to people. That's the most obvious way. People feel the way you feel. If you walk down the street and you see someone just having an awesome time, and they're smiling and singing and just like fully enjoying their life, you have no choice but to feel the emotion that they are feeling. And then when you feel happy around them, you'll actually be attracted to them. It maybe not sexually, maybe they're not a particularly, maybe it's an old man smiling and singing, but your heart will be attracted to him. You'll want to go talk to him or just be around him because he makes you feel good. Okay? So one of the absolute best ways to raise your vibrational state so that your outer reality mirrors your inner reality. So normally we think we need to shift the outer reality first. We think, okay, first I need to go make a lot of money, then I could buy the things that I want, and then those things will make me feel happy inside. But when I learned about this reality shifting, I realized that, first I need to feel happy inside, then I can create the results that I want and I can have the things that I want in my life. First, I need to feel good inside. So what we normally do when we're unconscious, when we're living in the sleepwalking dream of Maya, where we're lost in the circumstances of our life. We're just getting sucked into the current of life. What we normally do when we're unconscious is we look to the outer reality to inform us about how we should think about our life. So for example, we look into our bank account to see, oh, there's only $100 in here. I should now feel stressed out, and I should believe now that I don't have a lot of money. Now I'll believe that I'm a poor person because I'm using the number on my bank account to inform how I feel about myself. But people who are wizards, who can create any reality that they want for themselves, they don't worry about the external reality. They first choose how they want to feel. I want to feel rich. I want to feel abundant and free. So we embody that feeling state first. And then when we look at my bank account and there's still $100 in there, we react differently and we interpret the facts differently. So there's two ways to interpret having $100 in your bank account. Well, there's really an infinite number of ways, but let's just say there's two ways. I could look at my $100 in my bank account and say, fuck, that's all the money I have. I'm broke, right? $100 doesn't buy you too much nowadays. And then I can actually feel broke. Or I could look at my bank account and I could feel rich. I can feel like, well, what do I want? So I have 100 now, but what do I want? Okay, I want to have $10,000 in my bank account. That'll make me feel way better. And then you actually feel better now before the money's in your bank account. You actually feel better now using your imagination, because your imagination is the cause of reality. You can feel good now without the external reality needing to show you certain things. Because if you can only feel good and rich and abundant when your bank account is at a certain number, then you're a slave to your bank account. You're a slave to the external reality. So the second way you can interpret this low amount of money in your bank account is you could say, you could first of all just ignore it, right? You just say, okay, well, I have $100, but I feel so fucking good in myself that I have $10,000. If I feel like I have $10,000, then you look at that $100 and say, well, I might get paid tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll get paid $10,000. And you can feel confident that since you feel like $10,000 already, that's proof that this alternate reality is very close to you. Who knows? You don't know. Tomorrow, you might one of your relatives might die and they might leave you an inheritance for $10,000. Who knows? Maybe you might be walking down the street and you'll find a bag in it. Maybe some drug dealer was driving away from the cops and he didn't want to get caught, so he threw out a bag of cocaine and $10,000 cash in the bag. And then you find the bag, you look in there, there's 10 grand in there. So just because I have $100 now, who's to say I can't feel like $10,000 because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe I'll get paid. Maybe for me, in my example, maybe I'll have people reach out to me and want to become my coaching clients and they'll pay me. So shift the way you feel about your reality and the actual reality will change very quickly. When I did this, overnight, literally I had like 3 people book coaching calls with me to sign up and become my client. So it can happen fast because once you shift your internal state, the external reality will mirror you. So the first thing in order to raise your vibration is to practice stillness, okay? So if you want to get this seemingly magical process to work for you, the first thing you need to do is to practice stillness. This is key. Because stillness is what allows you to let go of neediness and lack. I want to inform you that you can feel really, really good right now just by going into your stillness that is within your heart. There is always stillness in every single moment, and you can access it by just doing nothing. Letting go of the needy, neurotic tendency to always feel like you need to be doing something. This is something I struggled with a lot. I'm an entrepreneur and I feel like constantly I should be working. There's more work for me to do. Because when I feel like I'm in a state of lack, when I feel worried and anxious about my business, then what will happen is I'll overwork myself and I won't give myself any time for stillness. And whenever I take action from a needy place or a place of lack, it doesn't matter how many videos I upload or how many emails I send out or how many sales calls I do. If I feel lack and I'm not giving myself sufficient time to rest and be still and return to source, then none of it will work, regardless of how much action I take. First, my number one priority is to feel good internally, and then everything else will align from there. And the way you feel good internally is by letting go of neediness, attachment, and just by being still. Just sit down and just take a time out. Just let go of the need to do stuff. Just enjoy the moment. You don't necessarily have to meditate, although meditation is what I do, and it's fantastic. It's the easiest way to enter into stillness. If you want to learn the meditation practice that I use, you can click the first link in the description. It's a training for free that shows you how to do Vipassana meditation. When I meditate for 30 minutes in the morning, I just completely let go of everything and I just sit. I just be present here. And I don't need to go chase after some other thing to make me happy, because for some reason just sitting perfectly still starts to feel super fucking good after a while. After, the first 10 minutes can be a little bit distracted. The mind is, going all over the place. But after you do the practice for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, then you just start to feel really, really good and you're doing nothing. And if you can feel really, really, really good doing nothing, now you don't need to have the external reality be a certain way so that you can fill the empty hole that's inside you. I don't need to have $10,000 in my bank account to feel happy, because I feel super fucking good just sitting still. And then once you feel really, really good doing nothing, you let go of the need to be any type of way. You just be authentic, be yourself. You can enjoy the present moment fully. This is a very high vibration state. And then after you go into your stillness and you come out of your stillness and let's say you finish your meditation, your timer goes off, you're done. Now that you're grounded and you're centered and you're present, you're feeling good, now's a perfect time to move on to step 2, which is feel as. I was going to write feel as if, but I just feel as is good. So what you do is just, now that you come out of stillness, what you can do is you can identify what is my ideal reality. What would I love to be experiencing right now in my life? And the key here is to be honest and to be really, really, really honest with yourself. What do I actually want right now? What do I want to be experiencing right now? So for me, for example, whenever I would do this kind of like visualization, manifestation stuff where I would visualize my ideal reality, one thing that I did was I would set my goal so high that it was almost unreachable. I would set my goal like, oh, I want to live in a medieval castle in France, and the castle cost me $1 billion to buy, and my goal, I would set it way too high, and then this would actually make me feel scared, and then I wasn't authentic to me. Because think about it, if I wanted to live in a medieval castle in France, think about all the technical details, all the problems that I would have to deal with that I authentically don't want to deal with. If I lived in a fucking castle in France, there would probably be so many technical issues that I can't even foresee. Now, just little things like, oh, the drawbridge is out. I need to hire a contractor to repair the drawbridge. It's like, oh, the alligators in the moat. I have to feed them, right? There's all these practical problems. I need to install a security system to prevent trespassers. So all of that stuff, I don't want to do that. I don't want to hire a contractor to fix the drawbridge, and I don't want to have to think about feeding the alligators in the moat. So my problem was that my goal was too extreme. So what made this process work for me was to realize that I want to be making more money, but I don't want to have to work my ass off in order to get that money. I want to work less and actually make more money. And for me personally, that felt right. Because I'm someone who is a little bit lazy, and I don't like overworking. And not that I'm lazy, I actually work harder than most people I know, but I like resting, and I like living a spiritual, kind of slow, mindful kind of life. I don't like feeling like I'm overworked, okay? Because that stresses me out. So what was blocking my manifestation before was that I felt like if I was to make more money, then I had to do all this work in order to make it. But when I went into stillness, I felt really good just doing nothing, relaxing. I authentically asked myself, what do I actually want to experience right now? And the answer was, I don't want to go live in some fucking giant mansion that's like too difficult for me to maintain. All I want, honestly, is just to continue living where I am now and just make more money with my business by doing less work and just relaxing and making good money. So that's what I shifted for myself. And then once I decided what I wanted, the second step is to feel as that version of you who already has that. So feel as if you already have that now. So, okay, I'm already making $10,000 a month, and I don't need to work hard to get it. It just comes. Wow. That's the best feeling ever. It's really easy and effortless. I feel like a big weight has been lifted from my heart. So the key here in step 2 is feel as your ideal reality and actually get into the feeling of like, how would I feel if I had this thing that I wanted? So for example, a couple years ago, I was using this same process to become more attractive to girls. So the way I did it was I would feel as if I already had an abundance of options with women. I wasn't feeling lacking and needy, like I needed a woman to satisfy me. But what I did was I actually shifted my mind, and I would feel as if I already had an abundance of options with women, and that I wasn't needy for women, but I would actually visualize as if I already have all the women that I want, and I would feel what is the actual emotional shift there You want to feel into the actual quality of the emotion. It's subtle. Maybe you might feel like a weight has been lifted. Maybe you might stand up straighter. Maybe you might breathe more fully and deeper. Maybe you'll stop worrying about not having enough money or not being liked by the opposite sex. So you actually want to feel the shift. There's actually a qualitative shift that happens when you feel as your ideal reality. That's the key. If you can feel as you already have what you want, and you can actually feel it now, then by staying in that feeling for an extended period of time, maybe a week, might be one day, might be 10 seconds, might be 2 weeks, who knows? But it doesn't matter when your manifestation is going to manifest. When we do manifestation, we think, oh, I've been doing all these rituals, I've been visualizing, I've been doing affirmations. When is my affirmation going to come? When is my manifestation going to manifest? And once you say that to yourself, you're affirming that it's not already here. And you're feeling lack as if it's not already here. You're waiting. When is it going to come? You're checking the time. You're Googling online, why isn't my manifestation here yet? You're wondering, how is it going to come? Wait, I'm waiting. So when you're waiting for it to come, then you feel lack, like it's not here yet. And that's the feeling we're trying to eliminate. So feel as if it's already here. Awesome, to celebrate. Wow, I can't believe it's already here. That feels amazing. How does it feel that it's already here? Now you don't have to worry about it coming anymore. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to check your watch to see, is my manifestation going to come at 12 o'clock or is it going to come at 12:30? No, because that's implying that it's not here. And now you're giving off the energy to the universe, the energy of waiting. And then the energy of waiting just will resonate with the vibration of waiting. And then your reality will create the reality of waiting. And that's what you got. Right now you're waiting for your manifestation to come. Shift into it now. I have it now. How does it feel to have it now? Wow, I stand up straighter. I feel looser. I take more time off. Now that I have more money, I take a lot more time off. That's phenomenal. And now that I take more time off and I feel relaxed and I feel like I'm more regenerated, now when I talk to clients on sales calls, I actually make more money. I actually make sales. So because I was acting as if I had more money, it ended up creating the reality for me. Because I put the feeling first and I just completely ignored the external reality. Which actually moves into us to step 3. So, okay, Adam, I'm feeling as if I have my ideal reality, but how do I know when it's going to come? Or like, what do I do now? I'm still living in my old reality. I still have everything, all my physical, I still live in the same house. I still don't have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. So what do I do now? Now that I'm feeling as if, how do I actually interact with the world? So this step 3 is the most important thing. And once I learned step 3, it just changed my life instantly. Step 3 is called pass the test. So what does that mean, pass the test? So just as an example, when you shift into your new reality, keeping in mind that reality is infinite and that quantum mechanics literally shows that there is no reason that there wouldn't be an infinite number of realities that are all existing simultaneously. Reality is infinity. There is no linear cause and effect. We think like, oh, I need to do work today to achieve my result tomorrow. But when I started realizing that actual time is non-linear. You can create your result that you want in the future. You can actually move that result, move it in your mind, move it to the past. So all your future desires become past desires that you've already created. So instead of thinking, oh, I want to manifest a girlfriend as if it's a future thing. Oh, I'm manifesting a girlfriend. She's coming. She's coming in the future. Say, no, I've already manifested a girlfriend. She came already. She's here. Thank God. Wow. I feel good now. Now you might wonder like, but Adam, I don't actually have the girlfriend, so I can't enjoy her. So I can't feel as if I already have her because she's not actually here. See, again, when you say that, you believe that she's not actually here. But guys, reality's made of your mind. It's made of imagination. If you can feel good now as if you already have that girlfriend or that boyfriend that you want to manifest, and you can feel with 100% conviction that you already have that girlfriend or that boyfriend, and it's not a future desire, but it's actually a past desire, that you've already manifested it. And you can feel like that now, then you don't even need to manifest the girlfriend or the boyfriend because you feel good now. The hole in your heart that's causing you to always anxiously chase after your manifestation, that hole has been filled by your own imagination. Because there's no such thing as physical, actual reality. All reality is just an interpretation, it's a perspective. Reality's made of consciousness. It's subjective. Has to do with the subject. Reality, it doesn't have to do with the object. But you realize subject and object are actually the same thing. There's just subject and object are one. Very important. The subject means the who, and then the object means the what. The who and the what are the same thing. So when you become the who that you need to be, and you feel as if you already are that who, then the what in your life will mirror that. And some people do the opposite. They get the what first, and then they become the who after. But that way is a lot harder, and it causes more suffering, and it doesn't work as efficiently. So when you realize that reality is actually non-physical, like you have to actually realize that reality is a dream. It's just a flux or a dance of forms and sensations. Then you can actually use your mind and your imagination to feel into your ideal reality as if it's already real. Now you obviate the need to actually get the thing. Because if I'm feeling as if I already have $10,000, for example, and I only have 100, I want 10,000. If I feel that, then I don't need the actual money anymore because I already have the money. I already feel good as if I have the money. And now I don't need to create it anymore. Now I've shifted into the version of me who has the money already, because the version of me who already has the money that I want doesn't need to manifest it, doesn't need to do affirmations or rituals or visualizations in order to manifest the money. The version of me who already has the money that I want doesn't need to go to work to get the money. He already has the money, so he doesn't need to go get it. He's not waiting for it to come. He already has it. He already feels good that he has it. In fact, he doesn't even think about it because he already has it and he just enjoys it. That's the reality. You want to shift into that reality vibrationally with your imagination. And your imagination is actually a full body thing. It's not just a mental thing. When you can include your feelings into imagination, then you can actually create any reality that you want as long as it's authentic to you. So many people say, oh, Adam, I can create any reality I want. Okay, why can't I become Ariana Grande tomorrow? Why can't I change my face to look exactly like Ariana Grande's if I can create any reality I want? And you say reality's all a dream. So why can't I just, go jump off the Empire State Building and then fly to Tokyo? The reason why is because you can create any reality you want, and it's significantly easier to do that when your want is actually authentic to you. It is a want that is coming from a place of abundance, not from a place of lack. So if you genuinely want to jump off the Empire State Building and fly to Tokyo, okay, but think about all of the consequences that would come with that. Then the paparazzi would be following you around. If you literally flew with your arms to Japan, that would probably take a long time, first of all. And second of all, scientists would literally come knock down your door and capture you and then study you in a lab. And then your entire life, you would be the guy who flew to Tokyo, and then that would literally take over, and you'd have to deal with people would start treating you differently. Paparazzi would take pictures of you. People would think you're a freak or a weirdo. So do you really want that? Is that what you really want to do? So the question is, do I really want to change my face to look like Ariana Grande? That would be weird. Why would I want to look exactly like another person? So you can create anything you want as long as you authentically, genuinely want it. It's coming from a place of abundance, not from a place of lack. So ask yourself, if I already had what I want, how would I feel now? And then just feel that now. And that's it. And then let it go. So part 3, pass the test. So after you feel as if you already have your ideal reality, you've gone into stillness, you feel as if you create yourself anew. Remember, guys, the Buddha said, every morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. And not just every morning we are born again, but every moment we're born again. And when you go into stillness and you meditate, when you're done your meditation, you can actually choose a new reality you want to create for yourself. When you get up from that meditation cushion and you felt as if you've already created your ideal self, now you can actually stand up and literally become a new person, because reality is flexible and fluid. It's made of consciousness. It's made of thoughts and beliefs. It's not made of physical matter. Physical matter is just another belief that you have that keeps reality stuck. There's millions of examples of people who have literally thought or imagined their way out of cancer or out of a very difficult situation. Reality is made of your mind. It's not made of matter. And this is actually a scientific fact. This isn't new age woohoo nonsense. This is the truth. You can verify it. You can do an experiment. Adam, what do you mean a reality is made of your mind? Okay, let's do an experiment. Okay, like good scientists. Ask yourself the question, where is this experience occurring right now? Where is it? Where is this plant occurring? Is this matter that's occurring on Earth in 3-dimensional space-time? Or is this just a figment of my own consciousness? Like a dream? Oh, because how do I know this plant exists? It has to exist in my consciousness, in my mind. There is no actual plant that's behind the scenes that's actually made of actual atoms, because even if I cut out a piece of this plant, even if I took a microscope, you can do this as a scientific experiment. Take a microscope, look at the cells that the plant is made of, and you say, Adam, this plant is made of cells. So clearly reality is made of matter and not mind. And then I ask you, okay, but where are those cells occurring? Are those cells occurring in actual reality, or are they occurring in your consciousness? So regardless of what's going on, reality is just one consciousness. Okay? That's a fact that's been proven for thousands of years. You can prove it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Do some DMT and see, oh shit, Adam's right. It's made of consciousness, not matter. Why do millions of people all around the world think it's made of matter? For the same reason why for thousands of years we thought that the church, the Christian Catholic Church, that God was literally sitting in the clouds, like at the pearly gates of heaven, judging all the people who are naughty or nice, right? So for thousands of years we believed that that God created the earth in 7 days, Adam and Eve. Now we believe in the materialism. We think that reality's actually a 3-dimensional sandbox, but it's not. In the same way how God is not sitting on the clouds with a long beard. Right? It's possible that our society is incorrect about their fundamental paradigm of what reality is. That's a possibility. Have you considered that possibility? If not, I urge you to reconsider. So once you realize that reality is actually made of consciousness, what will happen is that reality will start testing you to see whether or not you believe in your feeling as if, in your manifestation. So if I feel as if I'm making $10,000 a month by doing less work, then what happens? Well, reality will start to test me. Something will just go terribly wrong. Maybe I'll go to the store and then my credit card will stop working, or I'll buy groceries and then I'll walk home and then I'll drop all the groceries on the floor. What happened to me, honestly, was that I bought a bag of weed from the store, and I was excited to smoke some cannabis with my girlfriend, which is I actually like doing sometimes, and I lost the bag. I was actually too high. I lost the bag. I dropped it on the floor, and then it rained. And when my friend found the bag, he said it was full of water, and then I lost all my weed and I lost all the money that I spent on it. So normally the old version of Adam would react and say, fuck, I spent so much money on that weed. I can't afford to buy more, right? Because I have to budget, right? But that was a test. A test to see if I was truly bought in to my frame. Because if you hold your frame long enough, the outer reality will eventually yield. This is true when I'm talking to coaching clients, for example. Sometimes when I talk to people, I have to hold a frame that my program will actually help you a lot, because it actually will. So when I talk to people, they test me, right? When we're about to close the sale, they test me. They say, oh, are you sure, Adam? Are you sure this is going to work? Right? This is going to help me a lot, right? Right? And they test me to see how I react. And then when I react in alignment with my frame, and I say, yes, this is, obviously it's going to work. That's why we're here today. I'm not going to lie to you. Of course it's going to work. When I actually hold my frame, then they're like, okay, I trust you. And then we sign up and then we create awesome results together. But this is the same thing that happens with guys who are dating girls. A lot of guys will pretend to be all confident and macho, and the girls, as the feminine energy always does, is the women will test you. They'll poke you. They'll say stupid things just to see if you actually can hold your frame. I remember once this one beautiful blonde girl that I was talking to at a club when I was like 18 years old. I was practicing Vipassana, so I had lots of positive. I was just really good at talking to girls, basically, because of my stillness. I felt abundant in my heart, so I wasn't being needy. So I would test these girls, I would go talk to these girls and they would test me. They'd say, no, I don't like guys like you, your beard is too long and it's ugly, you look like Tarzan, right? Now, there's two ways I can react. The first way is I could react negatively to her, and I could get all offended and say, what do you, my beard, what's, and I can like get visibly triggered by her test. Then that would mean I would fail the test because I don't truly believe in my confidence. I don't truly believe in myself because I just crumble to one little test. But if I stand strong, right, if she tries to push me off my center and I stand strong because I actually am centered, then she say, oh, your beard is so ugly. I don't like the way you look. I don't want to date guys that look like Tarzan. And then I just laugh and say, are you sure we could swing from vines all through the jungle, or just whatever. I just make a joke about it and I'm not reacting to it. Then that will she'll say, okay, fuck, he's actually confident. He's actually not lying. Okay, I trust this guy, and maybe, I'm open to him now. So the same is true with the masculine and the feminine, right? In your life, you are the masculine, right? The individual is the masculine, and then the feminine is the actual forms of the world. So what will happen is when the individual starts to hold a certain frame, like, oh, I'm making $10,000 a month by doing less work. Okay, so now reality will say, oh, really? Right? And then it'll start testing you to see if you actually believe it, right? So maybe you might drop your giant bag of weed that you just bought and you have to go buy another one, right? And then the way I react to that situation is not as the old version of myself who is stingy with my money, but as the new version of myself who feels abundant with money and doesn't worry about money. And what happened to me is my family would start to kind of act up and test me and say things like, oh, you don't even have a real job, you just work on YouTube or whatever. And I was saying, yeah, but the old version of me who is insecure would get triggered about that. But the new version of me who is holding my frame of my ideal reality would just not even react, just ignore that. And just say, oh, okay, whatever. Right? And just move on. So part 3, the more that you can hold your frame and you can pass the tests of that reality will give you, if you can pass enough tests, the reality will eventually just yield and will show you your manifestation, or will sync you up to your ideal timeline. So just some closing remarks about what I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about creating a new reality for yourself from scratch. I'm talking about realizing that there is an infinite number of timelines or realities, and you can instantly shift to a different reality by shifting your beliefs and by shifting your feeling state, your internal frame. Right now, you could snap your fingers and you can shift to a completely different timeline where you have your own business, for example, or where you're attractive and abundant to the opposite sex, or you can shift and where you're automatically skinny. So people might say, well, Adam, I tried using this technique. I tried manifesting a skinnier body. But after, I got up from the meditation cushion, I looked at my rolls, right, and I'm still 20 pounds overweight. So obviously this doesn't work. Well, you just failed the first test. So reality will test you to see what you really believe. If you're trying your best to maybe manifest a skinnier body, right, you might go for a walk outside, right, after you do this technique where you go into stillness and you feel as if you might, after you let it go, you might go for a walk outside and someone might walk by you and actually call you fat, right? And if you react as the old version of yourself, you're just proving to reality that you really believe that you're fat. But if you react as the new version of yourself and say, What do you mean I'm fat? What that's weird. I'm not fat. And you just keep walking cuz I'm actually not fat. So if someone called me fat, I would say, okay, I have like 10% body fat, so I'm obviously not fat. So that would be my reaction. If you are like overweight and that was your reaction, if you reacted like someone who is skinny, then and you just continue doing that and you continue acting as if you eat as if you're already skinny. You feel every night when you go to sleep, you feel as if you're already skinny. When you go to parties, you talk to people as if you're skinny. You will be skinny very soon, as long as you feel as if. Now keep in mind, you don't need to do this practice in order to manifest your reality in the future. It's not like, oh, Adam, how long will this practice take? It'll take this long. once you feel as your new reality, instantly you're in your new reality, and you don't need to worry about how long it's going to take anymore because you've already done it. The goal you want is not in the future, it's in the past. You've already created it. So, as a practical example, people might say, well, Adam, like, how am I going to lose weight just by changing my beliefs? That makes no sense. Don't I need to, like, eat less calories or something? No, actually. Because the main thing that keeps you overweight and that keeps you fat is your stress. The main thing that actually keeps pounds on your body if you have excess weight is that you're stressed out all the time. And one of the main things you're probably stressed out about is your weight. So if you stop stressing about your weight, your body might just start losing weight because you're less tense. You just feel better. When you feel better and you're not worried about being fat all day, and you actually start letting yourself live as if you're skinny. Start thinking like you're skinny. If you're skinny, maybe you'll have an extra slice of cheesecake and you won't even worry about it. Maybe you'll stop counting your calories. Maybe you'll feel good about your body when you look in the mirror. Start feeling that now. And you'll actually start losing weight. This is how it works. It works with business, it works with relationships, it works with everything, all right? So these were the 3 steps for how to create your ideal reality. They've completely changed my life. Quick review. First, you need to go into stillness, okay? Be still. Just sit. You don't need to continually do stuff. Just relax. Just be present with what is. Without needing anything. Just sit and just sit down and just relax. Just be. And then once you feel pretty grounded in your stillness, it might take you 10 minutes, might take you 20 minutes, who knows? Then once you come out of the stillness, you've been born again. Congratulations. Now you can choose who you want to be and then feel as that version of you that you want to be and really feel it emotionally. Once you get a good feeling of how it feels to be the new version of yourself, let it go. You're the new version of yourself. Congrats. You don't have to keep thinking about it. You don't have to keep doing this technique every day. You just do it once and it works. You do it once, you let go of it, and you don't worry about it anymore. Because now you're the new version of yourself. The new version of yourself doesn't worry about creating a new reality because he's already created it in the past. And then the third step is that now reality will start to test you to see if you really believe in your frame. And crazy situations will come up. Like when I started doing this, I had this giant argument with my girlfriend's family, and it was so random. Like it was just such a random thing that happened. And I wanted to react as my old self who felt afraid and lacking, but instead I reacted as my new self who's abundant with money, and I don't really have to worry about this argument because I don't really care because I feel secure in myself. So when I reacted as my new self, then reality just is 100% sure that I believe in what I believe in. I believe in the truth, right? So people have the doubt, like, Adam, aren't I just lying to myself if I'm imagining this new reality? I'm living in my imagination. Aren't I just lying to myself? I'm not facing the facts. No, actually, there's no such thing as the facts. Reality is actually, it's made of experience. It's relative. Like Schrodinger's cat. When the cat is in the box, and it's in that state where it's half alive, half dead, right? What's the truth, Adam? So Schrodinger's cat was this experiment. They put a cat in a box with a poisonous vial, and there's a 50% chance whether or not the vial is going to explode and kill the cat. At this point, in our reality, the cat is both simultaneously alive and dead. And you might ask, well, Adam, what are the facts? Is the cat actually alive or is it actually dead? And what I'm trying to tell you, there is no actual facts. The cat is both alive and dead because reality is a field. It's not an object. Reality is a field. And then the field physicalizes, the wave function collapses when you go check under the box and see, oh, okay, the cat's dead. Then the cat becomes dead. Now, if you continue believing, well, the cat's actually alive, then you can manifest a new cat or whatever. But the point I'm trying to say is that we give reality to the external world, and then we think that my thoughts are the fake stuff. My thoughts are the imagination, the woohoo fairy tale nonsense. I'm telling you to flip that around. The physical reality is the fake stuff. It's just old forms that have appeared. They're not even real. They're literally made of consciousness. They're made of dreams. The outside stuff is the fake stuff, and what you believe internally, that's the truth. Because if you believe it for long enough, it will become the truth. So your belief in yourself, in what you are and how you live, your belief in your ideal reality, that is the truth. Because after a week or two, and you believe it fully, it will become the truth. So it's the truth. And then the old shit, right, the old reality, that's the fake reality. Because if I believe in the new reality, within a week it will shift and I'll create my new reality, and then the fake reality, the old reality, will be the fake one. So when you ask, Adam, aren't I just lying to myself? Well, yes, you actually are lying to yourself by thinking that reality is real and that this external world is an accurate representation of the truth. It's not. These are just shadows. The truth is what you believe. And when you shift your belief, you can shift the truth. All right? So after you feel as if, pass the tests, and that's all I had to say here, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have an announcement that I have a couple spots open for my one-on-one coaching program, and they're not going to be open for long. Honestly, I only have a couple spots, but if you're interested in talking to me one-on-one, helping you with this stuff that we talked about here, helping you with your spirituality and your awakening, it's really all connected. If you want to talk to me personally and get some personalized advice from me, you can click that link down low, apply, and I'll hop on a call with you and we can start working together. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video.